turtle nerds, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I show you guys sort of the process of how I got somehow one of the world's rarest box turtles. These guys are so rare that like zoos and aquariums don't even have access or have them. They're nearly extinct in the wild, and I actually did a video on basically one of the different subspecies of this turtle in one of my previous videos right up here. But before we get started and I show you all that fun stuff, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell notification thingy so that way you get notified when I upload new videos like this one twice a week. Also, make sure to join this lovely list of people. These are all of my patrons. Head over to my Patreon. I will link it down in the comments, in the description. It's gonna be right up here as well. When you go there, you get access to all kinds of exclusive content, videos, live streams, all kinds of cool stuff. And it's a more personal place that I can interact with you guys, and I will answer any and all of your questions, no matter how complex or simple. Plus, you get your name listed here, and it's super fun, and people there learned about this turtle literally 2 weeks ago, so they get huge heads up on new things and new animals that I get, new enclosures, etc. Without further ado, let's go and get this new turtle. All right, y'all, I am on my way to go get, oh, this is insane. There's so much happening. I have a lot of things that are going on in my life right now. I have a lot of schoolwork, I've got a lot of YouTube work, I've got a lot of stuff in the works, I've got merch coming, uploading to Patreon, all that fun stuff. But on top of all that, this is an opportunity I can't pass up, you guys. I am on my way to pick up one of the world's rarest box turtles. Critically endangered species that basically does not exist anymore in the wild. And I am fortunate enough to have been trusted to be getting one. I'm so excited. So we're driving out, this will be a hell of a trip. I don't want to travel montage because I just had to make a whole bunch of space back home for my terrapins to consolidate their setups. Therefore, I want to teleport again. Okay, that was cool. So I went, excuse me, and just like that, I went and picked up this absolutely incredible turtle. He's sitting right down there. I need to focus on driving, so I can't film much. This is an insane turtle. We'll talk more when I get home. So here we are in my room where the magic happens. Oh no, I'm not leaving that in. So here we are in my room where I have all my animals, and let's take a look over here at this setup now. So I have all of my terrapins beautifully set up over here. I've consolidated their space. There's 3 new ones that I got outside of that little tub, and in the little tub are my 5 cute little baby hatchlings. There's one of them right now. Hi, buddy. Oh, so cute. And then if you guys remember from last week, I organized into this beautiful rack and I've consolidated most of my animals. But then we have this setup right here. Now, normally with this tub, I have this white lid on top and it covers about half of this setup. And that's just to give that turtle a place to hide and sort of make him feel more secure. He's got his little food dish right there. I made some fresh veggies, a little bit of fruit, and some Missouri tortoise diet. We have a beautiful heat lamp to keep the temperature nice and warm. But the turtle in here, like I mentioned, is this yearling Cuora bourreti, the RAREST Box Turtle. Now, I don't want to pull this animal out because I don't like to bother him, simply because they're a very, very secluded species and they really don't like interacting with people too much. Hi, buddy. But you can look, he's an absolutely beautiful, stunning animal. I need to think of more adjectives for my turtles, but I can't think of them. He's just incredible. Literally, like, no words. So he's living in this little concrete mixing tub with a little bit of sphagnum moss and just this little cork round to be his little hide. Now, turtle nerds, you guys know that I like to go off when I make my setups. I like to do really elaborate, make the animal as comfortable as possible, give them as big an enclosure as possible, but sometimes you just have to keep it simple. The breeder that I got this turtle from actually had him in a tub with just a little bit of water, not too much or he'll flip himself over and drown because they're not really great swimmers. And that was it, and just the water was held at a stable temperature because he had tons of other turtles in the room, so just you keep the room temperature stable and that'll keep your water temperature stable. He actually had them in this tub right down here. This tub that I drill all the holes in and I'm using for the terrapins is actually what he lived in for the first year of his life. Now, I know that that might seem cool and whatnot, but you guys have to understand, when you're dealing with an animal that's this rare, where each individual matters, like, it's not just devastating when you lose one, it is like a very large blow to conservation. You have to understand that you need to minimize as many risks as possible. That can be done by keeping them in extremely simple setups. As long as they are nice and humid or kept in a small amount of water and they're fed and they have those temperatures that are nice and high and they don't get too cold and they feel secure, they will do just fine. I was actually just talking to the breeder. He was telling me that I don't even need this sphagnum moss. I just left it up here in this corner for him to bury in if he wants to. I can't even generalize like most species because most species are not this delicate and not this rare, and I have more experience with other species, not something this incredibly rare. Hi, buddy. So the breeder recommended to me to just keep him with a cork round, remove the sphagnum moss, and just keep that small amount of water so he can't flip himself over and drown. I prefer to at least give him a spot where he can bury his little self. This is not your run-of-the-mill Chinese box turtle Flavomarginata. They're not going to just eat everything that you put in front of them. They're just a little bit more finicky and way more rare. I'm still experimenting with this enclosure and I'm still finding out what's best for him, because part of me wants to give as natural of an enclosure as possible, and the other part of me wants to listen to the breeder and just keep the setup plain with just a little bit of water. I like to think that I found a pretty decent in-between with this setup that I've dealt with right now. The heated water here has a nice little channel to go and will move and heat the water under this little hide, and then if he wants to cool down, he can go into this little spot of sphagnum moss and go cool his little cute butt down. Regardless, I'm sorry that this makes for a little bit of a boring video, but I can't just take out the cork round and pick him up and hold him and all that stuff. I don't want to stress this animal out. So as I mentioned, this is a critically endangered species from the central part of Vietnam. They are constantly trafficked and being exported and poached for all different kinds of things that people want them, and so their numbers are rapidly depleting in the wild. It's why I'm so excited to be working with such a rare species. It directly contributes to conservation just by owning it and keeping it alive. He doesn't do much. They really don't do too much, not nearly as personable as terrapins, but man, they're cool. Check out that little throat flapping that he's got going on. That's to pump some oxygen into his mouth. He's actually looking really good. He is one happy little box turtle. Check him out. He's looking over at me. Totally cool. I'm gonna let him keep doing his own little thing. Hopefully he'll come out and eat that food right there, but it's totally his choice. So that's it. We take this like this without bumping into the enclosure too much, and that is literally it. That's his enclosure. It's just super simple, but box turtles, their entire goal and purpose when they're young like this is to hide and be out of the sunlight. So I have a little warm spot in case he does want to come out and bask, which he's done before. Those are all fresh veggies and fresh fruits. That's all good stuff, and he ain't eating it. So whatever, we got a diva on our hands. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment what you think I should name this little guy, and I will see you all in the next one.